What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to our second late night agenda of the day. This time I thought we'd have a little look around the transfer markets and the rumours in and around Liverpool Football Club on a night where we've had another entertaining evening's Champions League football. Barcelona's fall from grace continues after a 3-0 loss away against Benfica, which sees them, I think, at the bottom of their Champions League group. Another comfortable 5-0 victory for Bayern Munich side in that group as well. Cristiano Ronaldo with a very late winner for Manchester United in their Champions League group stage game at home against Villarreal as well. Loads for us to get through, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate you guys popping over to be back with me again. And yeah, look, loads to get through. We'll talk about Allan Saint-Maximin. We'll talk about Danjuma and lots of other links to Liverpool as well. I hope you guys are ready because, yeah, content's going to keep coming. And yeah, we're going to have a bit of fun. So how are we, everyone? Nice to see you all here. Ronaldo is the GOAT undeniably. No, Messi is the GOAT, but Ronaldo's right up there. To me, Messi's the GOAT. You know, I've always thought that way. But look, that's what I said in the watch-along. You pay the big bucks for the likes of Ronaldo for those type of moments. And credit to him, you know, he took his chance right at the end of the game. But look, we're here tonight to talk about Liverpool, not to talk about United. We've done that watch-along. We're back on Anfield agenda now. And look, ladies and gentlemen, as always, all of our news shows are brought to you with thanks to our friends at manscaped.com. If you haven't checked out the all-new Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped, you won't know what your balls are missing. You get it. You can join the 2 million other men worldwide who trust the Performance Package 4.0, which includes the all-new Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker rear and nose hair trimmer, the ball deodorant, the ball toner, your boxer briefs, and your shed travel bag as well. The good news is you can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com by using our discount code WFM20, and you won't be disappointed. Lots of people in the chat telling me in the other stream as well that they've used the products and they really like them. Right, Dylan McGurk said hello again, third stream today with a man, Craig. I know, and I have another video to record after this stream, buddy. It's all busy, but I ain't complaining. Right, we'll start off with the links to Allan Saint-Maximin, because they're probably the sexiest ones of the day. And this one comes from Calcio Mercato again. It said Liverpool are reportedly in with Chelsea for Allan Saint-Maximin. According to Calcio Mercato, two teams keen on signing the 24-year-old winger from Newcastle. Everton are also credited with an interest, but Thomas Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp sides are rumoured to hold great interest in the player. I don't know what I make about this link, to be honest. I like it. I like Allan Saint-Maximin as a footballer, but again, there's a lot of hypothetical stuff here. Like, if Liverpool and Chelsea were both really interested in Allan Saint-Maximin, why not try and make a move in the summer? You know, why wait till the January market, which is what this article is suggesting? Look, I have a lot of time for Allan Saint-Maximin as a footballer and as a person. He seems like a really good lad, but I don't know how much truth I would hold in Calcio Mercato's report that Liverpool, Chelsea and Everton are looking to sign the winger from Newcastle. But look, he's a fine footballer, no doubt about that. What have we got? Dylan said, I did say I wouldn't mind Danjuma. He was incredible today. WFM. Thank you very much, Dylan, who's been a member for 2 months. Really appreciate that. And again, thank you for the super chat a minute ago. Still remember the Manscaped ad that Craig did. It was good, wasn't it? You know, we want to make another one. We just haven't had enough time to do it yet. But yeah, I think there's another one in the making. I really have another one in me. I've won a few ideas in the L noggin that I've been working on for it. What's your opinion on Sadio Mane from the last few games? He is not living up to his own high standards, you know. A lot of good stuff in what Sadio does. I'm not going to just slate the guy because, you know, I still think he's getting in the right positions. And he scored a couple of goals recently as well, but sometimes that decision-making for Sadio Mane lately has been a little bit off. But again, I think he will come good. You know, there's a lot of things to love about Sadio Mane. Chelsea ain't got the space that Luke Almond. I don't know what that's in relation to. A lot of people in the chat want to talk about Ivan Toney and would he be a good fit for Liverpool Football Club. Again, I keep talking to you guys about the interview we did with Darren McAnthony, who of course worked with Ivan Toney at Peterborough before he went on and played for Brentford and smashed the championship goal scoring record there as well. And look, we've seen how good Ivan Toney really is, tested at the very top level against Van Dijk and Matip at the weekend, and he was very good, very difficult to defend against, very good aerially, very willing runner, and put in a really good shift for Brentford. So I still think it may be a little bit too early to be speaking about him with the likes of Liverpool personally, but there is a lot to admire about Ivan Toney's football, and he is a childhood Liverpool fan, I believe. Not that that makes any difference really in this day and age, but if Jurgen Klopp was to look for that type of a forward, then, you know, Brentford have good history, don't they, with bringing through players. Obviously, Ollie Watkins went from Brentford to Aston Villa, another one that had been linked to Liverpool, and now Ivan Toney, another one who's doing really well at Brentford in a very good Thomas Frank team. If we would sign Verratti, he was amazing yesterday. Bob, I've said for years now, and you can go back and watch old streams. I'm no Johnny come lately with the Marco Verratti stuff. I've been saying for years that Marco Verratti to me is one of the finest midfielders in Europe. Injuries and stuff haven't really let him show his full potential, but I was glad to hear Guardiola mention Verratti yesterday, because I'm a huge admirer of Marco Verratti as a footballer. I think he's fantastic. Non-copyright sounds. We've discussed the Saint-Maximin thing already. It's Calcio Mercato who are linking him to Liverpool, mate, along with Chelsea. I don't think there's anything to it, if I'm being honest with you. From my understanding of players that Liverpool are interested in, it would more likely be the likes of, again, not saying we'll get them, but the likes of a Harvey Barnes or a Pedro Neto or players like that. As much as I'd like Allan Saint-Maximin, I don't think it's going to happen. Mopay at Brentford was at Brentford as well, was he? I didn't remember that one. Well played. Ben Rama as well, yeah. What's your opinion on Origi? My opinion on Origi has updated this season, because last season I seen Divock Origi. I seen a player who didn't look interested, who didn't look like he had much form, didn't look like he had much belief in himself. But I have to say that this season, the little cameos and appearances I've seen from Divock Origi, I've been impressed. I think there's a lot more about him, and I think he looks like he understands what Klopp wants from him a bit more. He looks a bit more upbeat about things, and he's done fine when he's filled in. You know, I'm always happy to hold my hands up if a player improves the game, and if I'm the first one to criticise somebody, I want to be the first one to step up when they play well. And I think Divock Origi has certainly done more this season already, I would say, than the entirety of last season combined. What's your opinion on Jeremy Doku? Another one that Liverpool have been long linked to. Many years ago, the Anderlecht player was brought over and shown around Liverpool, shown around Melwood at the time, and Anfield as well. And if my memory is right, I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think Anderlecht tried to get Romelu Lukaku to talk Doku into staying. He has, of course, stayed and has continued to improve, but he is somebody who's been on Liverpool's radar for a very, very long time. And I don't think it'll be long before we see Jeremy Doku at one of the really big clubs in Europe. Whether it be Liverpool or somewhere else, he's certainly destined for good things. He's a fine footballer. When is Nedo fit again? And the last time I spoke to Dave Azzopardi, who's from Talking Wolves, a Wolves fan, was saying probably October and November. So I don't know the exact time scale. But I often wonder this summer, if he hadn't have been injured, would Liverpool have made a move? Because I like the look of Pedro Neto. He has the kind of Liverpool attributes about him. He's a bit of a fighter, not afraid to cover ground as well. Obviously backs himself in his ability. We should play Alisson up front after West Brom, said Charlie Kearney. He'd do a job, mate, wouldn't he? Certainly knows where the goal is, old Alisson. Though I think Bissouma should be a priority signing. I can't rewrite history. I said all summer that I would be very happy if Liverpool signed Yves Bissouma. And I think a lot of clubs in England would happily have him. Why we didn't make a move in the summer, I don't know. I don't know if there were other targets. I don't know if we just didn't have the financial capability of it. But will we make a move in January? Will Brighton want to lose somebody that important to their team halfway through the season? I don't know, but would I have him at Liverpool? Yes. I think Yves Bissouma is a very good footballer. And when we were looking at central midfielders, he would have been right up there at the top of my list. I've seen a lot of Gini Wijnaldum-esque type things in Yves Bissouma. And yeah, if Liverpool were interested and wanted to sign the guy, I'd have no issues with it. Calvin Phillips from Leeds said entertainment only. Actually, the latest I've seen on him was a link to Manchester United, funnily enough. I know two clubs hate each other, Leeds and United, two sets of fans there, have no love lost, but the latest links I had seen to him was a move to Manchester United. Now, obviously, from our perspective, lots of Liverpool fans have spoke about Calvin Phillips maybe as a long-term Jordan Henderson successor or replacement. That much I don't know about, but we all know who we want. Let's be honest. Choo, choo, choo! Jude Bellingham, who, by the way, sent congratulations to Jordan Henderson on making his 400th appearance for Liverpool yesterday. That bromance continues to develop. And yeah, I'm very, 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 very confident of Jude eventually ending up at Liverpool. I know people will tell me I'm deluded. People will tell me, how are you going to afford him? I understand all of that, but it just feels to me like he's a Liverpool player in the waiting. I don't know, just got that feeling. I'm sure United fans had a similar feeling around the whole Jadon Sancho thing, even though it took a couple of years to come to fruition. I just get the feeling, if Jude Bellingham comes to the Premier League, it will be to Liverpool. Hope Salah extends his contract, said Ved. So do I, Ved. We all wait anxiously on that situation to be resolved, because the importance of Mohamed Salah to Liverpool Football Club cannot be understated. The man is a goal-scoring machine. He's a great ambassador for the sport, a great ambassador for his country, of course, and a great ambassador for our football club. And we all want him to sign the new deal. Look, there has to be reasonable expectation with regard to the finances on both sides. But my question is this. If you're Mohamed Salah and you're considering a move away, and I'm not saying he is or isn't, where do you go? Where else are you going to, one, get to play in a system that plays to your strengths so much, with a set of fans that idolise you inside a stadium that is, you know, the envy of many clubs around the world? I just don't see why he'd want to go anywhere else. Real Madrid right now, Barcelona, Liverpool are a better football club right now. You know, that's a fair point, I think. We're not going to sell him to another Premier League club. So where does he go? PSG, if they lose Kylian Mbappe? I don't think that's a step up from Liverpool. He might make more money there, perhaps. But for me, Mohamed Salah looks like somebody who knows he's loved at Liverpool Football Club, is enjoying his football, playing with a smile on his face, got a wonderful attitude. And to me, you know, gut instinct only here, but I think he signs. I think he signs a new deal. Real Madrid are a nothing club at the minute, mate. Let's be honest about it. They're a club in transition. 13-time European Cup winners. I'm not playing down the history of Real Madrid. But Liverpool are far better placed than Real Madrid at this moment in time. Now, Mbappe most likely going to go to Real Madrid. Haaland could well end up at Real Madrid. But I just don't think Salah will go there. I think Salah knows what he has at Liverpool. He knows how loved and appreciated he is at Liverpool. What have we got? There ain't a team out there for him. PSG playing who every week? Exactly, Luke. Do you know what I mean? I agree. Salah looks settled at Liverpool, and I can just see enough goodwill on both sides that a deal gets done. Now, obviously, I don't know the finances. I don't know. We've all seen the rumoured wages and all this type of stuff, but he deserves to be Liverpool's top earner. I think we'll all agree on that one. And his impact at the club has been better than any of us could have ever have expected. And we're extremely grateful and lucky to have him here. And I think, even though we all appreciate how good Mohamed Salah is, I think when we look back at his time at Liverpool in 10, 15 years, we'll only then really appreciate what we were seeing and what we were witnessing week in and week out from the Egyptian superstar, because he's phenomenal. He really is. Kieran said, Karim Adeyemi, look, very good player. And I was really excited about the prospect of Adeyemi, who we had been linked to. Obviously, he's come in at Salzburg, he's being put onto the floor more at Salzburg this season since Patson Daka moved to Leicester. Scored 2 tonight in that game, 2 penalties. But the last interview that I had seen with Adeyemi suggested that he may well be ending up at Bayern Munich. At least he said that he'd like to have a go at Bayern Munich. So, you know, I don't know what to say to you. I'd love him. He looks like a wonderful talent. But if Bayern Munich looking long-term to replace the likes of Lewandowski or whatever, Adeyemi looks like a real talent. And I would happily take him at Liverpool. Happily. Any news on Elliott's recovery? Not that I'm aware of, mate. No, nothing new. Andy Kirkman said Jude plus Adeyemi and Saint-Maximin outside chance of Haaland. I don't give us any chance of Haaland. You know, and I never have. And you know why? You don't need me to say it. It's because of Raiola. You know, yes, he has a £75 million buyout clause that can be triggered next summer. Although I believe Dortmund are trying to trying to improve that so they get a better deal. I don't know how they'll go about it, but they are trying to do it. But he won't have any shortage of takers at that price, and I imagine that the wages will be offered by some clubs are huge. But the really interesting part for me over the summer was when the talk was of Mina Raiola looking for not just a sign-on fee, a fucking wage, apparently, for his services in getting Haaland to wherever he goes next. A big man said Tielemans or Barella. I would prefer Barella, personally. I love Nicola Barella. I think he's a wonderful footballer. Yuri Tielemans as well. Excellent. But did he sign that contract extension at Leicester, by the way? I never followed up on that. I know Leicester offered him a new contract. I know that Harvey Barnes signed one. But I can't remember for the life of me if Yuri Tielemans did sign one or not. Haaland has City wrote all over him, unfortunately. Probably, yeah. They're one club, David, that could certainly afford to pay the money that himself and Mina Raiola would be looking for. Kieran Newport said Pedro Neto. Yes, mate, there's two players that I'm very convinced that Liverpool are interested in. One of them, Harvey Barnes. The other one has been Pedro Neto. I've said this for the longest time. The Bowen one came as a shock when we were rumoured to be interested in him, but I can understand why. Very similar characteristics to the likes of Harvey Barnes. And I look at the Harvey Barnes or Pedro Neto, and I can see them playing in the Jurgen Klopp system. So I'd have no issues if we go in for Harvey Barnes or Pedro Neto. In fact, I don't think we'll go in for Barnes because Leicester are a club that's looking to push on and push towards Champions League football. He signed a new deal with them. But Neto, I think Neto is going to be an interesting one. Maka M said, I hope we buy Saint-Maximin. Yeah, he's been linked to us today, mate. Again, for those coming in late. Calcio Mercado believe that Liverpool and Chelsea are both interested in signing Allan Saint-Maximin, and they also credit an interest in the player to Everton as well. Again, another report today, this time from Football International, said that Liverpool are sending scouts over to have a look at Danjuma, who played tonight, of course, for Villarreal, played very well against Manchester United. But look, here's my question. If Liverpool were interested in Danjuma, why did we let him leave Bournemouth and go to Villarreal? Why wouldn't we have tried to do the deal when he was at Bournemouth? So this is why I'm a little bit dubious of some of these links. Fine footballer, and look, I didn't appreciate quite how good the guy was until I seen him tonight. But why would we be interested in a player who we could have gotten a lot cheaper than we'd probably have to pay to get him out of Villarreal? So again, that would be one that I would say I'm very dubious of. Another good bit of news for the club today is that Liverpool have confirmed that Isaac Mabea has signed his first professional contract at the club. Club statement said Isaac Mabea has signed his first contract with Liverpool. The 17-year-old from Preston has been attending the academy since the age of 6. He broke into the under-18s team last season as a 16-year-old and was initially deployed as a wide midfielder. A switch mid-season saw him move to full-back, where his ability to sweep forward as an attacking option has been impressive, and has played right back for Mark Bridge Wilkinson's under-18s this term, and he also enjoyed recognition at under-15 and under-16 level for England. So congratulations to him on his first professional contract at Liverpool Football Club. Wirtz is another one that I'll talk about, Quinch, in a few minutes, mate. Yep, there's been a link to him today for Liverpool as well. Oliver Greenwood say, Hi Craig, Adeyemi was really good tonight. I remember something saying we were thinking about signing him in January. Have I watched them at all? Yes, I've watched a little bit of them. Obviously the links were there in the summer, you're spot on, and they've come back again for January. But I spoke about an interview I'd seen with him. No, I say seen, that's a lie. An interview I'd read with him that said that he... I can't remember the wording, but it basically heavily implied that he'd like to play for Bayern Munich, or that he had unfinished business at Bayern. Was he at Bayern perhaps when he was at underage level or something? But yeah, it looks like that would be maybe his first preference. But again, another product of Salzburg there that they just churn out great player after great player, don't they? Nothing new for me, Kieran, that I've seen on Jeremy Doku, mate. No, I can't say I've seen anything new with regards to Jeremy Doku. And Luke Almond just reiterating what we spoke about yesterday, of course, in saying R.I.P. Roger Hunt. You know, another great of the game lost, age 83, sadly passed away yesterday. Known on the Cop, of course, as Sir Roger Hunt, part of the England 1966 World Cup winning team, as well, of course, as a great at Liverpool Football Club. Do I think Gomez will start at right back? I think you mean at the weekend. And no, I think James Milner will start at right back at the weekend. And I'd go as far as to say I'd feel more confident with James Milner starting at right back at the weekend. I just feel there's something about Gomez at right back I don't trust. I don't know. Sometimes I think he's caught ball watching. You see again, it was his man that beat him at the near post for the header that Porto scored yesterday. And I think Jimmy Milner put in a great performance. And I think the real telling part was the fact that Jurgen Klopp took James Milner off to bring Joe Gomez on. So I think that probably lets us know that he was resting Jimmy Milner up ahead of the game against Manchester City on Sunday, which of course Trent Alexander-Arnold unfortunately looks set to miss. Contract extension are the only signings we're going to get in January. FSG makes me sad. Look, if we get Mohamed Salah over the line, mate, I'm not going to be complaining. You know, that's the most important next signature I think that we need on a piece of paper. And look, I know we all want to talk about transfers at times and the sexy names around Europe, but let's not forget the talent that's coming through at underage level at Liverpool and the work that's been done by the academy to recruit these youngsters and to train them through. We've no shortage of talent. We've seen Harvey Elliott, obviously. We've taken him from Fulham, brought him through. Obviously, his injury this season's been very unlucky, but he's an undoubted talent. Curtis Jones, more than 50 senior appearances for Liverpool already. Again, man of the match performance away in Porto last night in the Champions League. So many others coming through. Connor Bradley, Mateusz Muzialowski, Gianluigi Pitaluga. So many great prospects. And that young guy as well that we signed from Newcastle. What was his name again? I can't remember his name, sorry. The young guy we signed from Newcastle. Elliot, is it? Is it something Elliot or... I think it's something Elliot. Anyway, he looks like a very good talent as well. Apologies, his name slipped my mind for a second. Is it Bobby Elliott or something like that? Hi Craig, if Salah left, would Rafinha be your first choice as a replacement? Clarkson, yes, that's it. Bobby Clark, that's the one. Bobby Clark, thank you. And it was Bobby something. Yes, Bobby Clark, the guy we brought in from Newcastle. And then we've got the likes of as well, Owen Beck, another very good player. And then we've seen the other young lad that came on and played really well, Tyler Morton, very promising footballer as well. In fact, I think he bossed the midfield second half when he came on in the League Cup game against Norwich. Very impressed by him. So look, yeah, it's all very well and good, and rightly we're looking to all these players to bring in, but we have a great pool of talent, and ideally, let's be honest, we'd all love the players to come through the academy system and for the club not to have to shell out 30, 40, 50, 60 million quid for players. In an ideal world, you'd have that production line coming through. But it's also important that the players get to see that there is a pathway through from the underage team to Jurgen Klopp's first team. And with the likes of Harvey Elliott and Connor Bradley and Cade Gordon and Curtis Jones and many others getting their opportunities, it will hopefully attract more of the great young up-and-coming talent from around Europe to Liverpool, because they will see that there is a pathway through, that they will be trusted by the manager and they will be given opportunities. And that's something that I'm all for, because, you know, if we can beat the system in any way, if we can be more clever than clubs in any way, I'm all for it. And yeah, I hope we get a great production line of young talent coming through. What have we got? Morton got an assist against Porto and bossed the midfield. Porto? Tyler Morton didn't play against Porto. I think he meant against Norwich, mate. Does Muzialowski deserve his hype? Haven't seen any games from him. Yes, he does, Macca. Now, again, the last leap from underage football to first team is the biggest and hardest leap to make, but Mateusz Muzialowski is the real deal, mate. You know, the bits and pieces I've seen of him, he looks too good at underage level already. Mick says a few good scousers coming through as well, which is always great. What have we got? Jude, Elliott, Jones, Fabinho. There's a great midfield lineup, said John Hamilton. What else is there? Oh, at under 19, Luke. Sorry, man. Sorry. My apologies, dude. You spot on. Under 19. Yeah, that was a 1-1 draw in that one yesterday. Apologies, Luke. I didn't realise where you were going with that. I was, yes. Again, this is why I love having you guys in the chat, because sometimes you point out to my stupid ass that I've got stuff wrong, and always happy to be educated in any way. Right, what else have we got? Craig, there's concerns regarding Naby Keita. Does he have a future? I would say he does, yeah. Should be fit at least for the game of the weekend. Thiago is ruled out. Trent is ruled out. but Naby, it's frustrating. I get you, but I think right now that jersey is Curtis Jones. I think Curtis Jones, first name on the team sheet for that position, left side of midfield. I think we're going to see Alisson in goal, Milner at right back, Robbo to keep his place at left back. I'd say the centre-back pairing won't change because there's enough time between the Tuesday game against Porto and the game against City on Sunday, so I'd imagine that'll stay the same. Then Fabinho, Hendo, Curtis Jones, and I think maybe we might see Bobby Firmino come in perhaps to replace Diogo Jota for the game. But yeah, I don't see too many changes for the weekend. Right, that's another name that was linked to Liverpool today is, where's the guy's name? Liverpool are reportedly interested in signing young Bayer Leverkusen forward Florian Wirtz. According to Sport Bild via Inside Football, the Reds are among a group of clubs looking at the possibility of signing the talented young forward. The 18-year-old is reported to be of interest to Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, United and Liverpool are also in the running. The article in the Echo goes on to say Wirtz has been in good form for Leverkusen this season with 4 goals and 4 assists in just 5 appearances. I won't lie to you, haven't seen a minute of him playing football. So I'm reliant on you guys. Have you watched them? Is he any good? Should we be looking out for the kid? Another Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain classic against City, said Jake Wiles. I wouldn't say no, mate. I wouldn't say no to another screamer from Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Dylan McGurk said Wirtz is an absolute baller. SNF says Curtis Jones can score from anywhere, inside or outside. He's so talented. He is. I love the little drop of the shoulder to free up the space as well. He kind of reminds me of the way Salah cuts inside. Do you know what I mean? You know he's going to do it, but best of luck stopping him. And best of luck stopping Curtis Jones getting a shot away. Dylan Best said that that Wirtz kid is unreal. And Quinch said he thinks he could be even better than Kai Havertz, which is high praise indeed. Dejuan said he's a class young talent. Class. I must make it my business to watch a few more Leverkusen games then, because I've got to be honest, I haven't watched much German football this season. Laser said, guys, United fan here. I was watching the Villarreal game and Danjuma is a super talent. I'd be worried as a United fan if he joins Liverpool. Yeah, the thing there, mate, is we were linked with him when he was at Bournemouth. So if we really wanted him, and I'm not saying that he may or may not end up at Liverpool, I don't know. But it would be strange for me to go from in January when he's just signed for Villarreal from Bournemouth. We could have bought him in the summer. So definitely agree with you. His performance tonight was sensational. Particularly in the first half. I thought he tore Dalot to shreds down that left-hand side. But yeah, I just wonder why we wouldn't have made a move in the summer. I can only think it might have been financial. Brian said Jones ain't afraid to shoot. Yeah, and look, he might not be scoring with them all, but he definitely contributed, because last night, that shot from Curtis Jones, when the save from the keeper and the little bounce off the defender, is what allowed Mohamed Salah to score the opening goal. Dejuan said Florian Wirtz is even in the German senior squad. Very confident player. Nice one. I've certainly... Oh, Leverkusen playing Celtic tomorrow. Reckon that'll be a cracking game. Yeah, I'm going to do the West Ham game tomorrow, but I will certainly record the Celtic game against Leverkusen and watch it to see what this kid's about. Jonathan David also linked as a Bobby replacement. See, I have seen a good bit of him playing. Not a good bit. I've seen some of him playing. And I don't see it. I don't see it with Jonathan David. I don't see Liverpool in him, I should say. I don't see how he'd fit into our system. What's the news on Saint-Maximin? There was a link made in, what was the Calcio Mercato, that said Chelsea and Liverpool were both interested in making a move for Newcastle's Allan Saint-Maximin in the January window, and they also credited an interest to Everton in the player. Day one again saying that Leverkusen didn't even miss Havertz because of Wirtz. There you go. High praise indeed. Yes, Toms, Liverpool City is this Sunday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff, so we'll be starting our watch along of it as always from 4 p.m. here on Sunday. I hope you can join me for that one. It's the last game before another international break, unfortunately, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Huge game. Loads of stuff coming up on the channel tomorrow as well. We'll have 2 Anfield Agenda news shows tomorrow. I'll be live at 6:45. Then I'll be doing a watch along of the West Ham game over on Craig Station on their Europa League game. And then I'll be coming back onto Anfield Agenda at 10 o'clock for another late night agenda. And then all the way through, loads of build up. I'll be talking with Stephen McKierney, aka Esteemed Company, tomorrow as well. At least that's the plan. These things can change, but the plan is to have a chat with Stephen, who's a Manchester City supporter, runs a very good Manchester City channel as well. So I'll be interested in hearing Stephen's thoughts ahead of the game coming up on Sunday. What video are you recording today? I'm going to record the One Football News video, mate, as soon as I finish this stream. It's been a busy old day for me. My voice is absolutely wrecked, but it's got to be done. Your prediction for Sunday. I'm going to save that, Gary John Christians. I'm going to save that, mate, because I got to do my preview, record it on Thursday, and it'll come out on Friday. So I want to keep an eye on who's been trained and stuff like that for both teams before I give my predictions. If I had to sign one player from a rival club, who would it be? Right, rival clubs. I still like Christian Pulisic. I think he'd do very well at Liverpool. I know he's probably not the name that most people would be going to. You'd be thinking Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of him, but I like Christian Pulisic. I always have, and I think he would have been phenomenal under Jurgen Klopp. At Liverpool, sorry. Luke, good night to you, mate. Thank you for popping in. What else have we got? I reckon we'll see some of the players we want to get signed. Hopefully. Pulisic is a baller, said SNF. We should push for Federico Chiesa. I don't think... Chiesa strikes me as a player who, and I could be wrong on this, will probably spend his career in Serie A. Now, he may well move to another club, but he looks like the real deal. Another goal tonight in Juventus' 1-0 victory over Chelsea in the Champions League. How have I been, said Donald. I've been good, mate. I've been good. Just really, really busy, but good, and delighted to be back making more content than ever, because being off Twitter has freed up time and mental energy for me to be able to do it more. So, yeah, got to be trying to lash out the streams on Anfield Agenda and Craig Station over the coming months. So, yeah, hope you guys will stick with me as we continue to try and add some new faces, add some new streams, some new types of content, maybe some gaming over on Craig Station as well. You never know. Victor Osimhen from Napoli is a beast. Yes, he's been in fine goal scoring form this season, Jake. I remember watching him play against Leicester City for Napoli in the Europa League and was very impressed with his performance. TMC, how are you, mate? He says United fluked it again. Look, you've got to give credit as well. You know, they kept going to the end, and you pay the big bucks for the likes of Ronaldo, and they're the moments that you pay the money for. And yeah, he showed up at the moment he was needed. I don't know what else to say about it. Obviously, I never want to see United fans celebrating, but it is what it is. And Villarreal will feel very unlucky not to have gotten anything from the game. But David De Gea was absolutely phenomenal. Oh yeah, it's the wrong sub count up there. Sorry, I'll change that now. 1 second. Yeah, sorry, I swapped the sub count. I never switched it back over from the Craig Station one, or from the Craig Station one. 1 second. Give me 2 seconds and that'll be fixed. There you go, fixed. What do I think of Calvin Phillips? He's a very good footballer. See the story Colmania linking him to Manchester United today. I know there had been some talk after the Euros and stuff of him being a potential long-term successor to Jordan Henderson, but yeah, he's a fine footballer. Gary John Christian said Mikael Damsgaard was linked at one point. He's a one-goal wonder. I don't know too much about Damsgaard. The first I'd really seen of him was for Denmark in the Euros, but I don't really trust any links to players that perform well in one competition. Do I think Liverpool will beat City at the weekend? I think it's going to be a very tough game, Chris. Honestly, I was very impressed with how Manchester City dealt with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. I don't think Chelsea had a shot on target, if my memory's right. And that was a big statement for me to go there and beat them, and control the game as much as they did. So it'll be difficult, but You know, it's Anfield. It's at home with the full crowd behind us. And our starting 11 is as good as any starting 11, in my opinion, in the Premier League. So I hope we get the result, mate. It'd be lovely to go into the international break, wouldn't it? On the back of another win, keeping us top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League group as well. I agree with Lasers there as well. He said Ronaldo will get the headlines, but De Gea was the hero. 100%. David De Gea made probably 5 really, really top level saves in that game. And he's still shown he's a fine goalkeeper. Who would you support if Liverpool wasn't a club? Probably Newcastle. I've been asked this question a few times. It'd probably be Newcastle. Tom Corcoran thinks it'll be a 2-2 draw at the weekend. A front three of Isaac, Allan Saint-Maximin and Salah would be huge fun. Yeah, I just don't think Isaac will be leaving Sociedad anytime soon. Obviously, he signed a new contract there. They wanted him to sign it before the Euros. He didn't. He signed it after the Euros. He had a €70 million buyout clause before his new contract. I've got no idea what the clause is in his new deal, but yeah, I can imagine it's going to be expensive. Ricky, mate, it's not me talking about Saint-Maximin, buddy. It's Calcio Mercado linking him. I mean, I could understand 100%, Ricky, why you wouldn't want to lose the lad. He's a great footballer and looks like a very, very fine human being as well, mate. But yeah, it's Calcio Mercado, mate, that have linked Liverpool, Chelsea and Everton to Saint-Maximin, but it ain't us, buddy. What have we got? I think we need a Hazard type player to break down the low block. I think we don't, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, there's the low block. I mean, once in a while we'll come unstuck against the low block, but look at the amount of chances we're creating these days. I think we're averaging about between 20 and 25 strikes in a game. So, it can just be frustrating at times when you're playing against a team with a low block. Sometimes you need a bit of magic, which is why I can see you spoke about the likes of a Hazard type player, but it's just not very Jurgen Kloppy, is it? We don't carry any players like that. And by that I mean, how do I say this? Like, for the likes of Felipe Coutinho, I don't think Jurgen Klopp would have bought Coutinho if he wasn't already at Liverpool. He doesn't strike me a wonderful footballer when he was at Liverpool, but doesn't strike me as a Jurgen Klopp type of player. Curtis Jones can do that job. Spot on, Dylan. I agree with you. We should get Kessie and sell Thiago or give Jones more game time. I'm not on board the hype train about Frank Kessie as much as other people. I think he'll sign on at Milan as well, by the way. I think he'll sign the new deal there. But Thiago's been a bit frustrating, all right. And I hope he manages to come back from this calf injury and actually put together a run of games because, you know, we know what he's capable of. We know what skills the lad has and we hope to see the best of him. Curtis Jones could be the next Coutinho. He means he could break down the low block, mate, by cutting inside and having shots. Sabrina, I know, but I had a message from Andrew on WhatsApp. I just haven't got around to reading it yet. I've just been really busy. I don't know if you noticed, love, but I've been streaming since 6:30 and I've another video to do after this, so I will certainly reply to my good friend Andrew O'Callaghan, who is my tattoo artist, who does great work. And yeah, I'll certainly be getting back to him soon. I haven't had a chance to reply to you yet, Andrew, mate. Sorry, I've just been up to my ears today. And I seen your WhatsApp come in, but I was on a live stream at the time, buddy, so I haven't had a chance to reply. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night tonight. It's been a really busy day. There'll be 2 more late night agendas tomorrow, one at 6:45, one at 10 o'clock, and I'll also be live on Craig Station for a watch along with West Ham's game. Want to give a shout out as well to our sponsors of all the late night agendas, Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com by using our discount code WFM20. You know the spiel, the Performance Package 4.0, your balls will thank you later, all the goodies involved, and I promise you, you won't regret it. If you buy the product, you don't like it, Connor will give you a refund. He won't, but let's just say that he will. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate your time as always. It's been a crazy busy day, but your support means a lot to us here at Anfield Agenda. If you haven't subscribed, please do hit the subscribe button. Drop a like on the video, and I will see you wonderful people tomorrow at 6:45 for the first of our 2 Anfield Agenda news shows. Thank you to all our moderators and you guys for another fun chat. I will talk to you.